I grew Secretariat Media to over 6 figures in its first year as a wedding company, as a vendor, as a photographer and videographer. And in this video, we're going to look at 3 things that you need to start a successful photography business, okay? So specifically for weddings, you're going to need these 3 things in place. You're going to need these systems in place to be able to be successful with your photography business. Now, these are 3 things that I knew I'd really need to have in place from day one that were going to help me succeed as a wedding vendor. And so from day one, I made these my goals and I really pushed after them and I ran hard after them. And that's why I was able to grow Secretariat really quickly. So for these 3 things that we're going to look at in this video, try to go really deep into them, research them, figure out what you need to do for each of them, how to do them really well, and how to really succeed in each of them so that you can succeed much faster and grow your wedding photography business as a result. Okay, so let's get right into the first tip. Starting a thriving wedding photography business is not easy. It's challenging. It requires specific skills. Now, what are these skills? I'm going to teach you, and they're included in these 3 tips that we're going to look at in this video. But this is really going to be your starting point. You want to definitely take these 3 things into consideration, and this is how you're going to be able to book more weddings and increase your profit per wedding. Okay, so number 1 is absolutely most important is a portfolio. Okay, so why is it so important to showcase your wedding work is because this, as a photographer, as a videographer, as a florist, the the artistic, the more artistic and service-based vendors like those, and there are of course others, but the portfolio is key and is the key reason, the key differentiating factor why a client will hire you over any other wedding vendor. Okay, so having a strong portfolio front and center will really captivate a potential client, a potential couple, and be able to make them say, hey, out of everyone else, I want to hire this person. Okay, so now, let's say you don't have experience filming weddings or shooting weddings, then you need to still create a portfolio. Okay, so you need to book your first 5 weddings. Actually, that's point 4 here. Book your first 5 weddings. You need to get these first weddings on the books as soon as you can. When you're first starting out, your number 1 goal is to get 5 weddings booked. Period. That's it. That's your only goal. And once you get 5 weddings, that's where your core portfolio will come from. Okay, so to get these first 5 weddings, we'll go over different strategies, not in this video, because there's a lot of them, but if you watch some of my other content, if you look at some of our other training, yeah, there's specific strategies you can use to get these first 5 weddings booked. Whether that's through a friend, whether that's through reaching out on different platforms and on different websites, reaching out to different friends who are getting married, or even reaching out to other photographers and asking to be able to shadow or second shoot, things like that. But we'll go through those specific strategies and the whole list of them in a different video. But the most important thing is to be able to get those first 5 weddings booked and create a portfolio from that work. Okay, and couples value in a portfolio, they value genuine storytelling. Okay, so this is really important because you want to be able to have a portfolio that shows all aspects of a couple's day in a narrative format. Okay, and this is going to be able to show how a couple can envision themselves as they look through your portfolio. They can envision themselves in the portfolio, in the images, and their day as how you would capture it. Okay, so that's part of why a portfolio is so important and what it allows the couple to be able to do in connecting with your work. Okay, tip number 2, you want to master client communication. And what do I mean by this is, number 1, clear and quick communication. So being concise, being upfront, being transparent about your services, about your pricing, about everything. Right? Responding quickly. That means within an hour. Ideally, have a notification on your phone. When an inquiry comes in, you respond right away. Why? That builds trust, that builds rapport, and it establishes you as a professional and someone they'll have access to and are able to trust throughout the wedding process.
You can also use tools for automation like a CRM, different like Honeybook and Bonsai is one of them. Different CRM systems, and even an email CRM. There are different email EMS, email marketing software services out there that you can put in people's contact info and automate and create different campaigns to be able to automate different processes for client communication. But the important thing is that you have a process and that you stay in touch in frequent communication with clients. And then handling those inquiries, having a process to go from booking or to go from initial inquiry to getting them on a phone call, getting them in a consultation, being able to share your portfolio and your work with them, and then having a chance for them to say yes and to actually book with you. Now, if you want a overview of this process of inquiry to booking and a guide for how to do that specifically from beginning to end, and even the templates that you need, those are included in the Wedding Photography Success Bundle. Now, this is completely free. You can get this on the Secretariat website. So if you go to secretariat.video/bundle, and the link will be in the description as well. But you can get this completely free, and it includes these 6 resources that are really extensive. And I mean, just this first one is a Google Doc that is pages and pages long that takes you through everything you need to know, all the different lists of items and lists of things you need to think about in starting your wedding photography business. Okay, so the client booking guide here, specifically the 5th resource here. So these are six separate resources that are in this bundle that you can get completely for free on our website. But this 5th one, the client booking guide, is what will take you through that process from initial consultation to getting them, or initial inquiry to getting them on a consultation, phone call, video call, or in-person meeting, and then being able to book them. Okay, so all of that is in here and a lot more. So I would really encourage you to check that out. It's available completely for free on our website. All we ask is for your email address to be able to send it to you, and from there, we'll communicate with you via email to give you even more value and help in your wedding business. Okay, so please take advantage of that resource and use that. And let's go on to tip number 3, and that's starting with systems. So as you build out those first 5 weddings, you want to get your systems in place so that booking additional weddings and fulfilling, shooting, editing, and delivering those weddings becomes just a system for you, and very, very easy, very systematic process. Okay, so that includes the initial intake form. All the systems are on client communication: initial intake, responses, personalization, pricing templates, contract templates, thank you, congratulations, emails, all of these different, even emails to follow up and ask for a review, right? All these different templates you want to have a system for, and in other trainings, other programs, other videos, we'll cover more of what that will look like, and some examples from my own company as we've grown. But that's one thing you want to have as a system. Another system you want to have is shooting and editing systems. So you want to have equipment lists of equipment, the same equipment you bring to a wedding every single time, so you can just check off and know you have everything you need. Same thing with shot lists, right? As you go throughout your wedding, you'll want to make sure you check off and know that you're getting all the shots that you need. Eventually, you may be able to get by without a shot list, but even doing formals, doing family photos, bride and groom and their extended families, often you'll use a shot list for that, probably no matter how many years you've been doing this as a wedding photographer. Okay, so you want to have systems for all of that, to make it easy for you, to make it simple, and to take the guesswork out of it. Same thing with editing, whether that's an AI assisted editing software, so you can apply your own personal style as a template to different photos, different galleries, and whether you use Lightroom, Photoshop, different systems. You just want to make sure you have a plan, a repeatable process for each of these. Okay, and then finally, delivery systems for whether that's email templates for distributing galleries to a client, follow-up templates to request for a review, even software to host and send your galleries. Okay, so all of this you should, as you get your first 5 weddings, your first 10 weddings, your first 20 weddings, you want to be developing and thinking in this systems way to be able to deliver what you need to in a clear and efficient way. Okay, so taking the next step, that's all for this video. I encourage you to check out that wedding photography success bundle resource that we've put together, as that will give you plenty of next steps to start with, no matter where you are on your journey. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.